Welcome back to the Blues streaming network. It's another wonderful day here at Sinsheimer Park. The Blues taking on the San Francisco Seagulls the second time. It's a 2-game series against the Seagulls. We'll bring you into the press box and give you a little recap of last night's game. My name is Addy Daudet. I'm joined once again by Vincent Regalado, the Director of Baseball Operations here with the Blues, but he's so kindly joined me for the past week or so.
It's been fun. Really
Have you liked it?
I've loved it.
Good. Okay.
I think I've got a second career in this.
I really think you do. I think that it's made the broadcast so much more digestible having you on. So I really appreciate you.
I appreciate you letting me on here.
All right. Well, a little look at last night's game. The Blues won 2-0 against the San Francisco Seagulls. It was kind of an interesting game in the fact that the Blues scored their only 2 runs in the first and second inning, and from there on, nobody else touched home.
Yeah, and I mean the biggest story of the game yesterday was the lack of hitting with runners on for the Blues. They had traffic in a lot of innings, but ended up going 1 for 19 with runners on base yesterday. Good for an .053 batting average. That's easily the lowest in the season by far. Hoping to turn it around today with the names we have in the lineup.
Yeah, the Blues left 7 runners on base throughout the entire game, including in that second inning. They scored Joey Blank off of an RBI double from Cesar Chavez, but left the bases loaded. Brady Alves stood on third, Chavez, as I mentioned, on second, and Hixenbaugh on first, and weren't able to bring anyone in that situation. And then again, a little bit throughout the game, they also had 8 strikeouts while on offense, but comparatively 16 strikeouts on defense from our pitching staff.
Yeah, the pitching staff was dominant yesterday. You saw a lot of the A-arms, what we would consider yesterday. Connor Mendez only went 3 innings because he's looking forward to pitching in the CCL Showcase. Mikey Rodriguez went 2 innings yesterday. We saw Carson Boyer. We saw Chance Jasso. So today, expect to see what's left over of the A-arms today. Quincy Winkler is on the mound, named to the CCL All-Star Game. I don't believe is actually going to the event, so he's going to be eating a majority of the innings tonight for us.
Yeah, we can look forward to watching a couple of players both on the Seagulls and on the Blues who are going to that All-Star tournament. So we'll try our best to point those out for you guys just so you have an idea of who you could look forward to come Saturday, July 4th. But a little bit of a look at the lineup, or I guess the fielding arrangement for the Blues today. We'll show you guys because it's a little bit different than what we've been used to so far on the season. Over at first base today is going to be Sean Rivas. We've seen Mason Ashlock there a little bit coming in for CJ Moran, but today it'll be Sean Rivas over at first, followed by Brady Alves over at second. He's kind of settled in there a little bit. Had a big hit yesterday.
Big game. 1 for 3. He's got hit by a pitch yesterday. Hitting a double is such a huge confidence boost when you have not had the start to the season that you envisioned. So great job by him.
Over at short today is going to be Diego Murillo. He's back in the lineup, which should be exciting. I know that he's a little bit of a fan favorite, and it makes everyone feel a little bit better to have him over at short today. Not to say that Diego Gonzalez didn't do a great job over there in the games that he filled in. Following at third is going to be Joey Blank once again. We've mentioned a lot how we're so used to having Brendan Comerford over at third, but again, it'll be Joey Blank today. And then in the outfield from left to right, it's going to be Dom Nahar. Cesar Chavez is going to stick in center field, and then Tate Blasey will be in right. And then the battery for today is going to be Kevin Spear in the squat. And as you mentioned, Quincy Winkler on the mound with Caleb Cassidy as the designated hitter. So a little bit different than what we're used to. We'll kind of see how the defense is able to cooperate with Winkler, who's been on the mound a good amount of times for the Blues this season. And then a couple of the players who have routinely been in the spots like Chavez, Murillo, who we've seen there quite a lot. We'll see how they work with a little bit of a different fielding lineup.
I mean, a different lineup, too. If you're really looking at it, because, and we'll look at it later, obviously, but Dom Nahar is going to be leading off for the Blues today. You not really usurping Cesar Chavez from the leadoff spot, but if you ask Dean Traynor whether or not hitting with runners in scoring position is a skill, he will tell you yes. And that is why Cesar Chavez is hitting third in the lineup today, just to get him at bats with runners on to see what he can do.
Well, we will have the lineup for the San Francisco Seagulls when we get back, followed by the lineup for the Blues in the bottom half of the first inning. We can expect another good game today. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more of the offensive side for the Blues. Maybe a couple more Blue score, U scores throughout the game versus just the first 2 innings. But we will have it all here on the Blues streaming network, so stay tuned. First pitch in about 5-10 minutes. We'll see when we get started, and we'll have it here. Happy 1st of July. We are spending it here at Sinsheimer Park, getting ready for another great day. The San Luis Obispo Blues taking on the San Francisco Seagulls. Their second time taking them on this week. They played them yesterday night at the same time. If you didn't catch it, the Blues won 2-0. They played a couple weeks ago as well in a 2-game series up in San Francisco. The Blues taking both of those games and looking to do it for a 4th time today. On the mound for the Blues to lead it off, Quincy Winkler. He will be caught by Kevin Spear, who's in the squat today. We've seen a good amount of catchers behind the plate so far on the season, but recently we've seen a lot of Miles Mader and Kevin Spear, so excited to see him back there again today and in the lineup. We went through the lineup just a little bit, the fielding arrangement just a little bit. We'll give you guys the lineup when the Blues come to the plate in the bottom half of this inning, but first we will let you guys know the lineup for the San Francisco Seagulls. Leading it off once again today is Armando Hurtado, the left fielder wearing number 38, followed by Christian Lamoth, who also hit in that 2 spot last night. Davis German will move up in the lineup. He'll be hitting 3rd, followed by Jake Brewer in the cleanup spot. Brandon Swanson will come into the game, hitting in the 5 spot, followed by Tanner Wall. George Schmidt, he'll be hitting 7th today. We saw him yesterday, but on the mound, so it'll be interesting to see him behind the plate. He'll be the designated hitter in the 8th spot. Derek Waldvogel, he'll be out in right field, and Marcus Graham, he will be in the squad today and rounding out the order for the San Francisco Seagulls. A little bit of a different lineup, but we'll see the 1 and 2 guys up once again. And to lead it off here, Armando Hurtado. Quincy Winkler stands on the mound for the Blues. The first pitch is swung on at 6:05 p.m. It's 62 degrees out here in SLO. A couple clouds in the sky, but a very beautiful day here in San Luis. A called snoo. Oh, and 2 to the leadoff batter, Armando Hurtado. The pitch home, and that'll be called strike 3. A strikeout looking to lead it off here in the top of the 1st inning. Quincy Winkler sits down Armando Hurtado, and that'll bring up Christian Lamoth.
More of the same from Quincy Winkler there, Addy, coming off of his reigning CCL Pitcher of the Week award. 5 no-hit innings last week.
Christian Lamoth over at first base today. He'll swing on the first pitch for strike 1. Lamoth, who singled in the top of the 1st inning yesterday, but was left on base, along with his teammate Jake Brewer, who also singled. Then 2 strikeouts from the 4 and 5 hitters to end the inning. Quickly, the count is 0-2. Quincy Winkler once again way ahead. He has yet to throw a ball. The pitch home is swung on, and that is strike 3. 6 straight strikes from Quincy Winkler.
And no surprises, Addy. 6 pitches, 6 fastballs, 6 strikes. That's exactly what Dean Traynor has been looking for out of his starting pitching. Blow them away. You should be able to get through the first part of the order with just your fastball.
It's exciting to see Quincy Winkler back on the mound. He was pitcher of the week for the CCL last week, so it's not exactly surprising to see him so strong on the mound, and that'll be strike number 7. Davis German swings at the first pitch from Quincy Winkler. There are 2 outs here to the number 3 batter. The pitch home once again swung on from German, and that is strike 2.
And if there's anybody that can take over a game with just his fastball, you're looking at him right now, Addy.
Quincy Winkler dominating the mound already here so early in the game. Oh, and that will be the first ball. You can see the entire infield shift, thinking that that was strike 3.
And you had to believe it just a little bit for a second there, Addy, that was strike 3. It was pretty close.
It was pretty close. Unfortunately, that'll be the first ball in 8 pitches that Quincy Winkler has thrown so far today. The pitch home will miss high, and the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. It is the top of the first inning, and we've only been going for 4 minutes.
How about that pace?
How about that? The 2-2 is swung on, and that is it. 3 strikeouts from Quincy Winkler to end the top of the first inning. Quincy Winkler sits down the first 3 batters here at Sinsheimer Park on this beautiful Wednesday, the 1st of July. A look at the lineup for the Blues. Dom Nahar will lead it off here in just a second, followed by Diego Murillo and Cesar Chavez, who will be hitting 3rd today. Tate Blasey will clean it up in the 4th spot. Sean Rivas will be in the 5, followed by the designated hitter Caleb Cassidy. Then it's Joey Blank, Kevin Spear, and to round out the order once again today will be Brady Alves. We'll see Dom Nahar to the plate in just a second. But already, what an exciting game from Quincy Winkler, and we are in the bottom half of the first inning.
We are so happy to have Quincy Winkler here in San Luis Obispo. What a fantastic arm he has been for us so far this year.
Winkler pitching 11 pitches in the top of the first inning. Only 2 balls to the number 3 batter, Davis German, but eventually strikes him out swinging. Dom Nahar steps to the plate. He will face Matthew Potter, who's on the mound for the Seagulls. First pitch will miss low and outside.
Let's talk a little bit about Matthew Potter, Addy. In case you're wondering how much Quincy Winkler loves his fastball, Matthew Potter loves his more. Fastball 90% of the time from him. He can get it up to 93 miles an hour, and he's going to throw it exclusively to pretty much everybody. Forget everything else but the fastball.
So tell me, what did you tell all of the players before this game?
Make him throw the breaking ball for a strike. He hasn't proven that he can do that at all this year so far. Lay off of that and look for everything straight.
That'll be ball to the count, 2-1 to Dom Nahar to lead it off. Matthew Potter, attending the Colorado School of Mines, also one of those teams a part of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. I feel we've mentioned that quite a bit so far this season. We got a couple players ourselves in that conference, and Matthew Potter right along with them. In this past season, he appeared in 8 games with 6 starts, 18 2/3 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts on 21 walks, an ERA of 14.29. The count is full to Dom Nahar here in the bottom of the first inning. The 3-2 pitch is swung on and sent to the right side of the field. That will drop right in front of the right fielder, Derek Waldvogel, and that'll be a base hit for Dom Nahar to lead it off.
Fantastic job by Nahar to protect there in a payoff count 3-2. He obviously looked for the fastball there. He didn't bite on the curveball that he saw 2-2. Fantastic job by him to fight it off.
Dom Nahar really making Potter pitch to him there. He worked a good at-bat, and Diego Murillo will step to the plate. Murillo over at shortstop today. We didn't see him in the game last night, but we did see him last Sunday against the Arroyo Seco Saints, and he throws his bat down the third base line. Gonna need a little chalk with his gloves.
Give him a little bit of a reset there. Obviously, he had no idea what he was expecting on that pitch right there. I believe that was a breaking ball on the outer part of the plate.
Well, he almost broke someone's head throwing that one.
How about this lineup construction, though, Addy? When you're looking at the top 3 in the order, these are realistically guys that we're always talking about and putting in the conversation to lead off the game. Dom Nahar, who's in the 99th percentile on whiff rate, chase rate, and take rate at the top of the lineup today.
Dom Nahar, who we saw a little bit leading it off at the beginning of this season. Then, as we've mentioned, we've seen Cesar Chavez really step up there, as well as CJ Moran today, trying out something a little bit new, dropping Chavez to the 3 spot in the order. And Diego Murillo, who I feel like we have seen a good amount of time in that second spot, a called strike, and Nahar takes second. The count to Diego Murillo, 1-2, no outs, and a runner in scoring position for the Blues early on here today.
Dom is going to need some time to catch up in his wish to lead the CCL in stolen bases. He hasn't gotten a ton of playing time, but that's only his 3rd stolen base of the year so far.
The 1-2 is swung on, and that'll be it for Diego Murillo. He'll strike out swinging for the first out here in the bottom of the first inning, and Cesar Chavez will come to the plate. We'll see how he performs hitting number 3. He's gone a little bit of a look at Matthew Potter now, and he comes to the base pad, or he comes to the plate with Dom Nahar on the pads. Pitch gets away from the catcher. He does not know where it is, and going home is Dom Nahar, and the Blues will score.
How about that base running there, Addy? Dom Nahar never stopped running. Rene Regalado was waving him around. As soon as he saw the catcher, had no idea where that ball was.
Behind the plate for the San Francisco Seagulls is Marcus Graham. I mean, he had no idea where that ball was. He was just standing there like a chicken with his head cut off. He had no idea where that ball had gone, and Nahar honestly just like jogged around the bases and touched home with time to spare. So there you go, folks. The Blues score their first run here in the bottom of the first inning. Cesar Chavez in a 1-1 count. No longer at the plate with any runners on. The 1-1 misses low and outside. Chavez, who singled and doubled in last night's game. He touched home plate for the first run for the Blues in the first, and then an RBI double to bring in Joey Blank for the second run, and he'll hit that one over to right field, and Derek Waldvogel will make the catch. Coming to the plate now is Tate Blasey. Hitting in that cleanup spot. He will come to the plate with 2 outs and no runners on. Blasey, who we didn't see in last night's game, but we did see him in the game against the Arroyo Seco Saints on Sunday. Scored 3 runs. Got on base 3 times. 2 by a walk and once a hit by pitch. And then popped out and flew out to finish off the day. First pitch, a strike. He'll foul that one off towards the Little League field. The count is 0-2 with 2 outs. Tate Blasey at the plate. He'll take ball 1. He'll see ball 1. The 1-2 is swung on and chopped down the left field side. It'll fall foul, and Blasey will stay alive in this at bat.
Looking to get a little more comfortable this season so far is Blasey. I mean, when you go from hitting in Colorado in that high altitude to coming to San Luis Obispo, where it's probably twice as hard to hit over here considering the conditions, has not been a great start to the season so far.
And that'll be it for Tate Blasey and the first inning. He will strike out swinging to Matthew Potter. But first, the Blues score the first run of the game. Dom Nahar makes his way around and touches home. The Blues lead 1-0 going into the top of the second inning. And we'll have it here on the Blues Streaming Network.
Jake Brewer stepping to the plate for the San Francisco Seagulls here in the top half of the second inning as the Blues lead 1-0. Quincy Winkler coming back to the mound after striking out the side on 11 pitches. As dominant of a first inning as you can get without actually throwing an immaculate inning.
First pitch is swung on for strike 1 to Jake Brewer. Brewer over at shortstop, just as he was yesterday. He hit in the 3 spot last night. Today, he drops to the cleanup spot. He singled in the first inning, and he'll foul the one back for strike 2. The 0-2 pitch to Jake Brewer, and that one will be fouled off into the Blues bullpen. Brewer will stay alive in this at-bat.
Maybe trying a little bit of trickery there with the breaking ball, Addy. It's worked so far with the fastball. I don't know why you would gear away for it. Maybe we see another fastball here.
The 0-2 pitch is swung on and sent to shallow right field. Incoming is Tate Blasey, and he will make the catch for out 1.
Nice job by Blasey to call off Brady Alves on that. Brady was in a full-on dead sprint trying to get to that ball, but Blasey got there in a better position than Brady did.
That'll be the first ball put into play for the Seagulls so far today. Good communication by the right fielder and second baseman, as you were saying.
No Bermuda triangles today.
No Bermuda triangles today, you're right. Brandon Swanson is now at the plate. Over at third base today. And came in last night's game as he hits that one foul down the first base side. Came in the 9th inning for Ethan Lopez. He singled in the 9th and was left on base by Alan Ramirez, Cade Heflin, and Marcus Graham to finish the game. The count is 0-2. There is 1 out here in the top of the 2nd inning. Looks like that one was fouled off. Brandon Swanson will stay alive. Fans already yelling for their hot sauce.
We're getting greedy here, Addy. Already
Getting
3 bottles
very greedy.
in the first inning. They want some more now?
I mean, can't blame them.
It's good hot sauce.
The count is 0-2, and once again, that ball will be fouled off by Brandon Swanson. I think that the more that a batter fouls it off, the louder and more aggressive the fans get for their hot sauce.
Yeah,
Something I've noticed.
they get uneasy and
They
restless.
get very uneasy. The pitch to Swanson. Did he go? No, he did not. And that'll be ball 1. Brandon Swanson wearing number 39. And that will be strike 3. And it looks like the fans get what they want. One lucky fan will get some hot sauce. And that'll be 2 outs.
You ever heard the term window shopping, Addy?
Yeah.
He was taking all the way. That was window shopping. That's what that was.
Tanner Wall will now step to the plate. Wall, who struck out 3 times in the game last night. He'll hit that one right up the middle, and that'll be the first hit for the San Francisco Seagulls here in the top of the 2nd inning, and the first base runner as well.
Quincy Winkler is so tall, Addy, that ball went underneath his legs and never even came close to actually hitting any part of his body either.
Quincy Winkler, just to let you guys all know, if you can't tell through the camera, he sits at 6'8". 6 feet 8 inches.
And I'm 5'9", Addy. Standing next to him, it's pretty uncomfortable sometimes standing next to Quincy. Nice, sweet kid, though. Very sweet kid.
That's how I feel anytime I go down to the bullpen. They're just all so tall. It'll be 2 balls to George Schmidt. And if you recognize that name, that's because he was on the mound for the Seagulls last night and will now be the designated hitter in tonight's game. The count is 2-0. Standing over on first is Tanner Wall. And George Schmidt will swing for strike one. That one's chopped over to the second baseman, Brady Alves. He'll make the play over to Sean Rivas at first, and that'll be it for the bottom of the second inning. The San Francisco Seagulls with no runs scored, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We'll head into the bottom of the second. The Blues still leading 1-0 here at Sinsheimer. The Blues lead 1-0 heading into the bottom of the second inning. If the game's anything like yesterday, the Blues will score one more here and then not again for the rest of the game. But a little bit of a different lineup, so we'll see if that's true. Sean Rivas, who's over at first base today, he'll lead it off, and he'll see ball one low and outside from Matthew Potter on the mound. Yesterday, we saw Mason Ashlock over at first, and switching it up again is Sean Rivas, who takes strike one. The 1-1 from Potter is chopped over to the second baseman, who makes the throw over to first. And that'll be the first out here in the bottom of the second inning.
Sean Rivas doesn't get cheated on any swing, Addy. I mean, that was obviously a chopper to the second baseman there, but he put his A swing on that ball, hit that ground ball pretty hard.
You're right, a good hard hit from Rivas. Just unlucky with the placement, and a routine ground ball for the second baseman, as Caleb Cassidy hits that one high to the left side of the field, and the center fielder will make the play. It's Davis German, and we will give you a quick look at the fielding for the San Francisco Seagulls. As I mentioned, out in center is Davis German. On either side of him is Armando Hurtado in left and Derek Waldvogel in right. From the infield, first to third, it's Christian Lamoth, Tanner Wall, Jake Brewer, Brendan Swanson. The battery for today is Marcus Graham with Matthew Potter on the mound and George Schmidt, the designated hitter. Now to the plate is Joey Blank. He comes up with 2 outs. Pitch will get away from Marcus Graham in the squat. Joey Blank over at third again today. He played there last night. He singled in his first at bat, and an RBI double scored him from Cesar Chavez. He'll foul that one back over the first base side. Rounded out the rest of the day with a fly out and a ground out. We'll see if he can make anything happen here. On 1 ball and 2 strikes, the pitch home is in the dirt for ball 2. The deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the second.
Great job by Blank taking that breaking ball in the dirt. Make him throw the breaking ball for a strike, and he has not done that yet.
The pitch home is way off the plate, and the count is full to Joey Blank. Blank hitting in that 7 spot again today. One of the few players who is playing in the same spot in the lineup as he did yesterday. He'll foul that one off to stay alive.
Bluebell released into the wild once again, hoping to start a rally here, Addy.
We've got a good amount of fans here today. The VIP section is very filled up, and the orange seats, not a lot of rows empty, and a check swing will foul off the bat of Joey Blank. Blank really making Potter pitch to him with 2 outs. The 3-2 misses outside, and Joey Blank will draw a walk here in the bottom of the second with 2 outs and bring up the catcher for the Blues, Kevin Spear.
And you can tell in that at bat, Addy, that Joey Blank was seeing Matthew Potter very well.
Kevin Spear will come to the plate. Spear, who also did not play last night, but against the Arroyo Seco Saints on Sunday. A walk in his first at-bat, followed by a strikeout, a ground out, and then a single, which eventually brought him all the way around after a huge RBI from Brendan Comerford to tie the game. And the head coach will go to meet his pitcher, Matthew Potter, on the mound.
I think he might be taking him out of this game, and it looks like Caleb Garrison is already going to be coming out of the bullpen.
We will have that for you guys when we get back here on the Blues Streaming Network. Caleb Garrison comes to the mound for the Seagulls. A right-handed pitcher from Laney College. It'll be his 6th appearance with the Seagulls so far in the season. He started 1 game. He's pitched 14 2/3 innings with 10 strikeouts, an ERA of 9.2. He'll face Kevin Spear with a runner on first and 2 outs. Big swing from Spear for strike 1.
This is actually a good matchup for Kevin Spear here, Addy. A right-hander who has a fastball that just doesn't generate whiffs at all. 8% whiff rate. The fastball is Kevin Spear's best pitch that he can hit.
Second pitch comes in for ball 1. The count is 1-1. There are 2 outs. Joey Blank drawing a walk. The 1-1 is a called strike 2. Off goes Blank for second, and there will be no throw. He will safely take second.
Joey Blank, a sneaky good base runner. I believe that's his 4th stolen base on the year, has not been caught once.
Well, and he does it once again. There's no throw from the catcher, Marcus Graham. The deuces are wild, and that'll be it here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. No runs scored, no hits, 1 runner left on base. The Blues still lead 1-0. Quincy Winkler still on the mound for the Blues. He'll face the bottom half of the order. Derek Waldvogel will step to the plate, the right fielder, hitting in the 8th spot. 1 hit so far for the Seagulls. It was in the top of the 2nd inning, and Waldvogel will hit that one high to the right side, and Brady Alves will make the catch. That'll be 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 out from Derek Waldvogel.
Like the efficiency there, Addy. We've seen it all from Quincy Winkler in this outing so far. We've seen the swing and miss, the strikeouts, efficiency with 1 pitch outs. Fantastic outing so far from Quincy Winkler.
100%, and he will now face Marcus Graham. Graham, the catcher for the Seagulls today. First pitch, a called strike to the catcher. Graham, who came into the game yesterday, he came in for Emilio Feliciano in the 9th inning, and a ground out to finish out the game. Second pitch misses high for ball 1. That one will be fouled off over the third base side for strike 2. There's 1 out with 1 ball and 2 strikes. Quincy Winkler is on the mound for the Blues. That ball will be hit over to Murillo at shortstop. He'll launch it over to Rivas, and they got him in time. That'll be the second out here in the 3rd inning, and that'll bring up the top of the order, Armando Hurtado. That's what we like to see from Murillo over there at short. Another athletic play from him, and is able to get that ball across the field in time for the out over at first.
Never gets old watching Diego Murillo play baseball in general, but watching him play shortstop is really just a thing of beauty.
It really is. Armando Hurtado up to the plate for the second time today. He struck out looking in the first after 3 pitches from Quincy Winkler, and he will swing on strike 1. That ball would be hit over to Brady Alves at second. He'll make the play and send it to Rivas at first, and that'll be it for the top of the 3rd inning. The Blues face just the minimum, and we head into the bottom of the 3rd. The Blues still up 1-0. Brady Alves to the plate here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. It'll be his first time to the plate today, hitting in that 9th spot, just as he did yesterday. The first time he stepped to the plate in last night's game, he was hit by pitch but made his way all the way around to 3rd. And then most excitingly in the 7th, a big double from Brady Alves, unfortunately left on base, but a good hit from him.
Huge for the confidence.
Huge for the confidence, especially midway through the season. He will foul the first one off. It'll fall into the VIP stands above the home plate dugout, and that'll be strike 1.
In a way, you could say you like the aggression. Swinging on the first pitch. Maybe he saw something he thought he could do something with.
That is true. You never know what you see. It's much different you know, than us observing up here, kind of an eagle's eye perspective, than being down in the box. And it looks like that one will hit him. Another leadoff hit by pitch by Brady Alves here in the second game against the San Francisco Seagulls. And I mean, any way to get on base at the end of the day, and he'll get to first.
I think he leads planet Earth in hit by pitches, Addy.
A hit by pitch by Brady Alves. We'll bring up Dom Nahar, and we were talking about this a little bit a couple of days ago. What I find most important about that number 9 hitter is to be able to bring up the top of the order, especially with a runner on. And no matter how you do it, Brady Alves did. A hit by pitch, and Dom Nahar will come to the plate with one runner on. He'll hit that one high to the right side of the field, and the first baseman will make the catch. Brady Alves stays standing on first.
I mean, there's some aggression in this inning so far, although the weak contact you really don't like. That's kind of the thing that we're trying to avoid here when you're looking at facing a new pitcher out of the bullpen. Generally, you want to see pitches to give yourself a better pitch to hit. 2 pitches, 2 weak contact swings, and a hit by pitch so far.
Diego Murillo will now come to the plate, and he'll try to do something. There's one out, and that ball will be thrown over to first. There'll be no tag applied to Brady Alves. That'll be a called strike 1 to Diego Murillo, who struck out swinging in the bottom of the first inning. The count is 0-1 with 1 out in the bottom of the third inning. I'll toss it back over to Alves over at first.
Brady Alves, the ever dangerous stolen base artist. 2 stolen bases, just making sure, you know, he's not going to leave anytime soon. Ooh, good pickoff move there, though.
He'll do it once again, trying to catch Alves. Obviously, a little disappointed in giving up a leadoff hit by pitch. The pitch home, and off goes Alves, but he will head back for first.
And he was right to check on him, Addy. The hit and run was on in that moment. Brady Alves was making a break for second there, looking for his 3rd stolen base on the year.
The count is 0-2 with 1 out. Murillo takes that pitch way high and inside up by his head. Caleb Garrison checking his shoulder to first. Brady Alves dancing. And Murillo will hit that one hard over to the third baseman. It'll get past his glove and trickle in to left field. He'll go for second and land safely. Brady Alves to third.
I believe we're going to rule that a double, Addy. Let me talk with our official scorer, Scott Rapicelli, is ruling that a double. Fantastic hit by Diego Murillo in that spot. I mean, the world's best 9-hitter for a portion of the season, Addy. Looking for any ways to get him more at-bats. Ever since we decided we wanted to get him more at-bats, he's hit in the top 5 of the lineup every single day after
100%.
that.
A hard hit ball. I think that would explain why it'd get past Brendan Swanson over on third. You could see him think he was there in time, and it almost like hits past his glove. And I think the contact on the glove kind of slowed it down as it went into left field, which made it harder for Armando Hurtado to get to that ball and allow Murillo to get to second safely. 2 runners in scoring position for Cesar Chavez. He'll see ball 1 and look to do something about the 2 runners on. Brady Alves just 90 feet away. Pitch will miss low and inside.
And this is why Cesar Chavez was moved to the third spot in the lineup, as we were talking about before, Addy. Looking for any way to create some offense because of the day yesterday. 1 for 19 with runners on. Cesar Chavez only had one at bat with a runner on, and he hit an RBI double.
Yep. Scored the second run and final run for the Blues in that game. And he'll foul that one off over the first base side for strike number 1. Chavez, who flew out to right in his first at-bat. The count is 2-1. Diego Murillo and Brady Alves off their bases as Chavez hits that one right up the middle of the field. Round comes Brady Alves, and going for home is Diego Murillo. The throw will not be in time. The Blues score 2 more runs here in the bottom of the third inning. Another RBI for Cesar Chavez, and he scores 2.
And I was just about to talk about the interesting defensive alignment in that moment, Addy. I mean, the corners were playing in, looking for a play at the plate. The middle infield was in normal depth. Cesar Chavez hit it to the only part of the infield where the infielders were not, which was right up the middle.
Over at shortstop is Jake Brewer, and you saw him attempt to get that ball, but it was perfectly placed, as you mentioned, and trickled into center field to Davis German. And Cesar Chavez will stand over on first base, his second RBI of this 2-game series. Going to be called strike to Tate Blasey. Blasey out in right field today. He struck out swinging against Matthew Porter in the first. The 1-1 misses inside. Pitch on the outside of the plate for ball 3. The count is 3-1.
We haven't really seen it in this at-bat because he hasn't swung the bat, but he's holding his hands up a little bit higher, maybe trying to prevent that bat wrap that he's been having trouble with.
He'll hit that one to the left side of the field, and that'll be caught by Armando Hurtado for out number 2. Cesar Chavez will stay on first.
And if you're Tate Blasey, you're actually happy with that result. Because if you think about it, when you've seen Tate Blasey in the box, the one thing he really hasn't done so far this year is pull the ball. And the issue with that was the bat wrap. His bat was taking too long to get into the zone. That pitch there was a line drive to the left fielder. That is fantastic progress if you're Tate Blasey.
That'll bring up Sean Rivas, the first baseman who led off the bottom of the second inning, a ground out over to second base. This time he'll come to the plate with a runner on first. Cesar Chavez with a 2 RBI single to score Brady Alves and Diego Murillo earlier on in this inning. 1 ball, no strikes, and that'll be called strike 1.
Good receive there by the catcher. That ball was a little bit off the plate. Got it called for a called strike.
The count is 1-1. Dancing over on first is Cesar Chavez. That ball laced into center field and will be caught by Davis German to end the third inning. But first, the Blues score 2 more runs. Cesar Chavez with a 2 RBI single to bring in Brady Alves and Diego Murillo. The Blues now lead 3-0, and we will take you guys into the top of the 4th inning here on the Blues Streaming Network. Quincy Winkler still on the mound for the Blues. He will face Christian Lamoth to lead it off here in the fourth. What an inning for the Blues. They score two more in the bottom of the third. The score is now 3-0. The San Francisco Seagulls looking to do something about that. They've yet to score against the Blues in the last game and a fourth. Christian Lamoth will swing for strike one. Hit that one back over the third base side. And the count is 0-2. Lamoth, who struck out swinging in the first inning, saw just 3 pitches from Quincy Winkler, and it looks like he'll do it again here. Quincy Winkler strikes Christian Lamoth out swinging on just the third pitch thrown to him.
That was an absolutely disgusting slider by Quincy Winkler. Lamoth had no idea what was coming there, and the only thing he could generate was a sword.
That'll bring up Davis German. German, who also struck out swinging in the first inning. He saw a couple more pitches, 2 balls, along with 3 strikes. And looks like it'll be 0-1 to German. Pitch will miss outside for ball 1. The count 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out here in the top of the fourth inning. And a swing and miss from Davis German for strike 2.
Quincy Winkler earning every bit of that CCL Showcase All-Star nod in this game so far today.
And that'll be it for Davis German once again. He will strike out to Quincy Winkler, and that'll bring up Jake Brewer. Jake Brewer, who led off the second inning, flew out to right field. He'll take the first pitch high for ball 1. Jake Brewer fouls that one off to the backstop. The count is 1-1. Quincy Winkler with 2 Ks here in the fourth, and that one we chopped over to Sean Rivas, who will take it himself to first, and that'll be it for the top half of the fourth inning. Once again, the Blues face just the minimum. 2 more strikeouts from Quincy Winkler and a ground out to end it out. The Blues lead 3-0, and we'll head into the bottom of the fourth. the designated hitter, Caleb Cassidy, will come to the plate to lead it off for the Blues. If we look back at the bottom of the third inning, a 2 RBI single from Cesar Chavez scores Brady Alves and Diego Murillo. The second and third runs scored so far today. And Caleb Cassidy will look to do something more. He flew out to left field in his first at-bat today. And he'll face Caleb Garrison for the first time, and he'll see strike one. Caleb Cassidy will swing and send that one to the right side of the field. The second baseman, Tanner Wall, will make the catch on the outfield grass for out number 1, and Joey Blank will come to the plate.
Caleb Garrison doing a good job so far of limiting the damage from those he's had to face. His only blemish coming from Diego Murillo and Cesar Chavez so far.
Joey Blank, who walked in the second. He'll now come to the plate with 1 out, and he'll see strike number 1. The count is 0-1 with 1 out, and that pitch will miss outside for ball 1.
And I think that's something we've come to expect out of Joey Blank so far this year, is a competitive at-bat. He's not one to give at-bats away.
Strike 2 to Joey Blank. The count is 1-2. The 1-2 pitch, and that'll miss outside. The count is even. Joey Blank looking for a way to get on base.
Hopefully provide some entertainment for all the little ones here today. It's a task at our Little League night here at Sinchammer Park.
There are quite a bit of kids here, and you might be able to catch them, or at least hear them running for the foul balls.
They're so excited for the free foul balls.
Like a shark frenzy.
You've never seen anything like it before.
You really haven't. The count is full to Joey Blank with 1 out. The pitch is fouled off, and he will stay alive in this at-bat. Joey Blank at the plate. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. The 3-2 pitch is fouled back once again over the first base side.
Brought to you by Fire Safe SLO. Kids can grab it at stores, and he's already done it.
The count is full. Joey Blank is at the plate. He is battling against Caleb Garrison in this at-bat, and it looks like Garrison will win it. Joey Blank strikes out swinging for the 2nd out in the 4th.
He was on him in that at-bat. Addy, he really didn't give anything away until he just last second decided to chase that slider that was in the other batter's box. But a good battle by Joey Blank nonetheless.
That'll bring up Kevin Spear, the catcher for the Blues today. He'll come to the plate with 2 outs. His 2nd time doing so today. One ball and no strikes to Kevin Spear. And that one will hit him. Caleb Garrison with his 2nd hit by pitch today, this time to Kevin Spear. And that'll be a base runner with 2 outs here in the 4th.
Into the plate
And as always, Addy, as I say with Kevin Spear all the time, it is really deeper than the box score. Such a great defensive catcher and things that will never show up on the box score lines that Coach Dean Traynor reads every day. But such a valuable player to have because he will take his hit by pitch. He'll take his walks, and he'll give you hard contact.
Brady Alves will step to the plate with 2 outs and a runner in Kevin Spear over on first.
Kevin Spear is going too, and ooh, he got gunned down. It looked like there might have been a hit and run on that play, but Brady Alves didn't swing, and Kevin Spear has been thrown out in the inning.
That'll be it, and we will head into the top of the 5th. The score is still 3-0. The Blues lead 3-0 still, heading into the top of the 5th inning. Quincy Winkler has faced just the minimum in the last 2 innings, and he'll now face Brandon Swanson. Swanson, who struck out looking in his first at-bat. And he will see strike 1. The 0-1 is hit foul down the first base side.
Addy, I'm going to knock on some wood when I say this right here, but I'm going to ask you a question.
Please do.
Do you remember the last time Quincy Winkler surrendered a run?
I know it wasn't in his last appearance, which was last week.
It was not.
So it's got to be, what, 2 weeks then? Because he pitched against the Alameda Merchants last Tuesday or Wednesday.
6 or 5 shutout innings, I believe.
Yep, it was. He just let up 2 walks. He pitched on Wednesday, the second game against the Alameda Merchants. He pitched until the 5th inning and gave up 2 walks, the only base runners, but didn't let them around. Let's keep going. Oh, do you have it up?
I do have it up when you're ready for the answer.
I want to say it wasn't the week before either.
Okay.
So I'm going to put it 3 weeks ago.
We're going to go with June 10th against the Menlo Park Legends in Menlo Park, the famous road trip.
The famous road trip, the first game of the road trip. It was the 4th time the Blues had faced Menlo Park in a row. They'd seen them 3 times at Sinsheimer and then went on the road on Wednesday and faced Menlo Park. And you're right. You're right about that. And that was quite some time ago. It's July 1st. And Wow, Winkler really earning that player of the week. And it looks like that one went foul very hard and deep down the left field line. But heading back to home plate is Brandon Swanson.
Seagulls players very adamant that that ball was fair to Addy. That the person on deck just threw his arms up in the air in disbelief that the umpire ruled that a foul ball.
For any soccer fans listening in and curious of the score, the United States just beat Bosnia 2-0. And per what my father is texting me, it was a very exciting game. So fortunately we weren't able to tune in, but no doubt it was fun. And Swanson will foul that one off once again over the third base line, and it'll be a 1-2 count with no outs in the top of the 5th inning. And that one will hit Swanson. He'll head for first. It looks like Spear has something to say,
and I think his argument is that he leaned into that pitch, and he absolutely did, Addy. He really just eased his elbow into that pitch, and it looks like the umpire is going to convene with the first base umpire to see if maybe he saw that too.
100%. It didn't even look like he really turned that much, but more extended his elbow over the plate.
Which you absolutely cannot do. You cannot extend any part of your body over the plate to generate a hit by pitch. So if they confer about this and they decide that he did do that, I believe that's strike 3.
It would be, and it's important to note that Dean Traynor is now stepping out just a little bit. I know you guys can't see it on the broadcast.
We'll show Dean. We'll show Dean.
Yeah, let's do a little.
Dean always loves to talk with the umpires. They're his best friends, I would say.
And it looks like they will call it a hit by pitch. Brendan Swanson will head down to first base on a hit by pitch, but Dean Traynor does not seem to agree. And I can't say he's wrong.
He's not wrong, unfortunately, but it is what it is. You know, umpires aren't always going to be looking for that specific thing. There's no replay here, so if the umpires aren't originally going to be looking at something like that, they're just going to leave the call where it stands.
Exactly. So that will bring up Tanner Wall, and Swanson will stay on first, a leadoff base runner for the Seagulls. And Quincy Winkler will take that one inside for ball one. A big throw from Kevin Spear down the first base side, but Swanson will step on the bag in time.
Kevin Spear trying to take matters into his own hands, and you love that from your catcher.
A very aggressive throw from Kevin Spear behind the plate. The count is 1-0, but big swing from Wall for strike 1. Tanner Wall, who had a single in the 2nd inning, the only hit for the Seagulls so far today. The 1-1, and that's a called strike 2.
And you like that the hit by pitch did not rattle Winkler's confidence at all, Addy. He's still pounding the zone with that insane fastball that he has that can reach up to 95 miles an hour on its best day.
The count is 1-2. The pitch home is swung on and laced out to right field. Tate Blasey going back. He'll make the catch. There'll be no tag from Swanson, and that'll be out number 1 here in the 5th.
Only 55 pitches so far on the outing for Quincy Winkler, Addy. This is super efficient. I believe the last time that he was out, he got up to the 90 pitch mark in only 6 innings.
To the plate now is George Schmidt, the designated hitter. Schmidt will see strike 1. In his first at-bat, he grounded out to Brady Alves over at second. And that pitch will miss low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner on first. Quincy Winkler on the mound for the Blues. The Seagulls are chasing 3. And that one will miss low and inside for ball 2.
You have to wonder if Caleb Garrison's day for the Seagulls is done. San Francisco Seagulls ace Finn Whalen warming up in the San Francisco bullpen. Most famously known for his 6 shutout innings against the Blues at Sinsheimer last year. Has struggled so far this year, though.
That one will be fouled back off of George Schmidt, and the count will be 2-2. That one really looks like it was coming back at us.
I would have caught it. Yeah, I would have barehanded.
Wouldn't be the first time. I can't exactly remember who it was against.
There was a moment last year where somebody hit a foul ball into the press box and it went directly to the PA announcer, the great Jim Siebert.
Really?
Bounced right off him.
I believe it might have been I think it was the Merchants.
It came right in the press box.
It came right in the press box, and I fully ducked. I felt so bad for any headphone users because I threw the mic on the ground, diving out of the way of this ball. But it was my life on the line. I'm pretty sure it was my life on the line.
That's a great reaction, though.
Thank you. The count is 3-2, and that'll be it for George Schmidt. He will strike out looking from Quincy Winkler for out number 2.
Brought to you by the Bon Tom Creole Cafe. Lucky number 4301. Come collect your prize at the marketing tent. Now batting number 42, Derek Vogvogel.
And Addy, with that strikeout by Quincy Winkler, he is officially tied atop of the CCL leaderboard in strikeouts, tied with the mayor, Spencer Gallimore.
Spencer Gallimore, who was given his title against the Seagulls when the Blues went up to San Bruno to take them on at their home field.
Mr. Key of the City himself.
Key of the City himself. 7 innings pitched with 14 strikeouts from Spencer Gallimore. The pitch will be fouled back. Derek Waldvogel at the plate, out in right field for the Seagulls today. A few more clouds in the sky compared to last night's game. I have a feeling it will be cold once the sun drops, and that one will fly over into the grass on the first base side. And I don't know if you could hear it, but a lot of yelling from the little kids over there.
Are they excited for the free foul ball, or are they excited for Quincy Winkler about to take over the CCL lead for strikeouts?
I'm pretty sure they have no idea who's even on the mound right now. So I'm going to
think
say the foul ball.
I think they want to be like Quincy Winkler when they grow up.
Oh, I would not doubt it one bit. The count is 1-2, and that is it for the inning. Quincy Winkler strikes out Derek Waldvogel swinging, and the San Francisco Seagulls with no runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 runner left on base, and we'll head into the bottom of the 5th.
The horses are
Brady Alves to the plate for the Blues. He'll lead it off here in the bottom of the 5th inning and try to get something started. The Blues scored in the 1st and the 3rd inning so far today. Brady Alves, who was hit by pitch in the bottom of the 3rd. Coincidentally, the same way he got on base the first time in last night's game, he was hit by pitch in the 2nd. This time he was brought around by a RBI single from Cesar Chavez along with Diego Murillo. The score is 3-0. The first pitch to Alves is swung on for strike 1.
Yeah, Brady Alves looking to hack on that pitch right there. His head was pointed out there towards the bus depot. He was trying to go deep on that one, Addy.
Brady Alves looking to record another hit on the season. A double in the 7th inning last night was huge for the second baseman. The count is 1-1. And that pitch will miss outside. Little frustration from the pitcher, Caleb Garrison, on the mound.
Well, if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, if you walk the number 9 hitter to face the leadoff hitter with the runner on, you really have not done your job as a pitcher. So I can sense his frustration and see why he's frustrated right now.
That one will be swung on, but hit off the mask of the catcher, Marcus Graham. Looks like he's all right, but has to be a little startling.
Good job on the umpire for walking the ball over to Caleb Garrison to give the catcher some time to take a breath after that, too. Way to take care of your players.
The count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff batter of the inning, Brady Alves. Alves over at second today, already getting a little bit of action. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and sent foul over the first base side. The 2-2 pitch to Brady Alves will miss high, and the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. A good at-bat from Alves in this leadoff position of the inning.
Has some really great plate discipline metrics, Addy. He's in the 90th percentile on take rate. He does tend to chase, but he's doing a really good job of not doing that in this outing.
And it looks like that'll be it for Brady Alves. A good at-bat, but he will strike out to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning. And that'll bring up Dom Nahar, the leadoff batter for the Blues.
Dom Nahar, not generally somebody you would consider that has some pop in the bat, but he's had 4 extra base hits over his last 2 outings. Maybe looking for a little double here.
First pitch to Dom Nahar at the hands for ball 1. Nahar over in left field today. And that one will miss low and outside from Caleb Garrison. Looks like a little bit of action in the bullpen for the Seagulls.
If you've got an arm and a glove, you're in the bullpen throwing for the Seagulls right now, it looks like.
2 balls and no strikes to Dom Nahar. And he'll hit that one to the backstop.
And I tell you what, Addy, it makes it tough for scouting reports. If I send a scouting report down there for Finn Whalen and someone else comes out of the bullpen, that's on me.
2 balls and 1 strike with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Blues lead just 3-0, looking for a couple more insurance runs here halfway through the game. That one fouled back off to the backstop for Nahar.
Garrison doing such a great job at not letting Dom get his arms extended in this at-bat. That's where a lot of Dom's power comes from, is being able to split that right center field and left center field gap when he gets his arms extended, keeping him honest by throwing him inside pitches right now.
The count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And he'll hit that one high out into left field. Coming in is a center fielder and a left fielder, but that'll be caught by Armando Hurtado out in left. And that'll be out number 2. A good at-bat from Dom Nahar once again, making Caleb Garrison throwing a lot of pitches, but unfortunately not able to put one in the field out of reach of a Seagull, and that'll bring up Diego Murillo.
And he hit that just a little bit incorrectly, Addy. I mean, that ball was drilled and hit to the left fielder, Armando Hurtado, probably like 50 feet in front of the wall. If he hit it just a little bit higher on the ball, that ball's probably off the wall.
Diego Murillo now to the plate. He doubled in his last at-bat and was eventually brought in by Cesar Chavez. The count is 1-0 to the shortstop, and he'll swing for strike 1.
And that's the thing that Caleb Garrison gets, is he's not going to blow you away with his fastball. It only tops at about 86 miles an hour. He does have 21 inches of induced vertical break, which means that if he throws it at the top of the zone, stay away from it.
That one fouled off over the first base side for strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Garrison has faced just 2 batters so far, Murillo being the third, and that one will miss high for ball 2.
Third base coach Rene Regalado is playing shortstop depth out there as a third base coach. An interesting spot for a third base coach to be.
The ball hit high into shallow center field, and Davis German will make the catch. The Seagulls face the minimum, a strikeout followed by 2 flyouts from the 9, 1, and 2 hitters. The score still 3-0. The Blues with no runs, no hits, and no runners left on base. We'll have the top of the 6th when we get back. The score is 3-0 in the top of the 6th inning. The game's been going on for just a little under 2 hours so far. Quincy Winkler still on the mound, and he'll face the bottom of the order in Marcus Graham. The first pitch to Graham is swung on for strike 1. Graham, who grounded out to the shortstop Diego Murillo in the 3rd inning. The 0-1 is a called strike 2.
And Addy, I really like those words that you said to start off the inning. Blues lead. Quincy Winkler is still on the mound.
That is that's like a prayer to baseball.
Yes. For me specifically.
For you specifically.
Yes.
The
And to
balls-
Blues fans everywhere.
To Blues fans everywhere, you're right.
Blues fans love Quincy Winkler.
I'm not surprised by that at all. Quincy Winkler, a local kid too, so makes it a little bit more fun. The count is 0-2. Graham fouls that one off the third base side. And did he go? He did not. That'll be ball 1 to the catcher.
Kids shouting for hot sauce, Addy.
I wonder if they even use it. And that is strike 3 to Marcus Graham. He stood there and watched that one fly past him. Quincy Winkler strikes out just another. Let's get a count on that. Is that?
Number 9.
That is number 9.
And Addy, deception is such a beautiful thing when it works for you. That slider was right down the middle, and he really wasn't expecting that and took that pitch for strike 3.
And it looks like that one hit Hurtado on the first pitch. I can't say I even saw it. It must have barely grazed him. But the second hit by pitch from Winkler in the game. And Hurtado will take first.
This is what makes Kevin Spears so valuable behind the plate. Immediately after Quincy Winkler hits the batter, jumps in front to call his defense. It looks like Dean Traynor is going to come out of the dugout, maybe to have a conversation with Quincy Winkler, who has been very dominant so far. Bryce Padilla has just barely started warming up in the Blues bullpen, so we'll see.
We shall see Quincy Winkler in his 6th inning.
Excited about game days? Our neighbors at Ancient Owl are getting early started down the street for each home game.
And it looks like Traynor will leave Winkler on the mound.
Every game day for 2 hours before the first pitch. Head over to Ancient Owl to get started early next game day.
And
Coming to plate number 40, Christian.
coming to the plate is Christian Lamoth. Lamoth, who has struck out swinging in both his appearances against Winkler today. There's a 1 out here in the top of the 6th inning. The first pitch will miss low and inside.
And it doesn't really get any more electric than Quincy Winkler following up Quincy Winkler with Bryce Padilla out of the bullpen. 2 power arms that can stabilize things for the Blues.
Swung on for strike 1 from Christian Lamoth over at first base today. That'll be strike 2 to Lamoth. Quincy Winkler looking for those double-digit strikeouts. If he were to do it here, that would make it 10.
Promotions intern Isaac Regalado emptying some trash out there in front.
That pitch will miss low and outside for ball 2. The count is even, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and 1 runner on first. Winkler, who struck out Marcus Graham to start off the inning. A strikeout looking, followed by a hit by pitch to the leadoff batter. The 2-2 is swung on from Lamoth, and that is number 10. double-digit strikeouts for Quincy Winkler here in the 6th. And there are 2 outs with just 1 base runner on. Davis Germain to the plate.
And how about an all-star on all-star crime, Addy? Christian Lamoth, the hat trick in this game against Quincy Winkler.
You're right, the 3rd strikeout from Winkler, from Winkler to Lamoth today. And quickly that'll be strike 1 to Davis Germain, who also has struck out swinging twice today. This could be back-to-back hat tricks. That pitch will miss high and inside.
And that's a good miss. You know what that miss is? That's striking the fear in the heart of your opponent. High and inside, backing them off the plate. Because now he doesn't want any part of this fastball that's coming next.
And that'll be strike 2 to Davis Germain. He looked like he was going to swing, and watch that one fall in for strike 2.
Wanted absolutely no part of that after that high and inside miss.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. A runner stands on first base. And that'll be strikeout number 3 to Davis Germain. Back-to-back hat tricks. And Quincy Winkler with 11 strikeouts in the 6th inning. And the San Francisco Seagulls leave 1 runner on with no hits and no errors. The Blues still lead 3-0 heading into the bottom of the 6th. The Blues still lead 3-0 into the bottom of the 6th inning. Quincy Winkler with 3 strikeouts in the 6th, just 1 runner, and Armando Hurtado, who's hit by pitch but is left on. And 11 strikeouts from Winkler through 6th inning. Starting it off for the Blues is Cesar Chavez here in the bottom. Chavez with a 2 RBI single in the 3rd. He brought in Brady Alves and Diego Murillo. Not hitting leadoff on the day, but leadoff in this inning. We've seen him drop it down just a little bit. The last time that we didn't see Cesar Chavez as the leadoff batter was against the Alameda Merchants on the 24th. So about, exactly 1 week ago. It was Kyle Becker who led it off and Chavez who hit in the 3 spot just as he's doing today. The count is 2-1. Chavez hits that one over to the right side. Waldvogel going back a few steps, and he'll make the catch for out number 1.
Just got it off the end of the bat there. Gave it a ride and hit it pretty much to the warning track off the end of the bat. That's an impressive swing by Cesar Chavez.
Stepping up to the plate, number 35, Tate Lazy.
Tate Blasey now to the plate. And he'll look for his first hit. Blasey, who struck out in the first inning and then flew out to left in the third. First pitch called strike 1.
And Addy, you remember when I said if you have an arm and a glove, you're probably throwing in the San Francisco Seagulls bullpen right now? I was right. Cade Heflin throwing in the San Francisco Seagulls bullpen right now. After Ethan Lopez was also throwing. 2 guys who have not thrown an inning so far this year, just in case you're wondering.
Very interesting. Heflin, who hit in the 8th spot yesterday, played out in right field. The count is 0-2 to Blasey, and he'll foul that one off the first base side out into the Blues dugout.
Sponsored by Fire Safe SLO.
No balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Tate Blasey will strike out swinging. His second strikeout on the day, his second time going down swinging. And that'll bring up Sean Rivas. He's got to feel maybe a little bit better that he swung at a couple of pitches there, fouled a couple of pitches off, put in the effort, but was just not able to produce in that at-bat.
I think it speaks to Caleb Garrison's strengths there, Addy. Like we said, his fastball is not really going to blow you away, but the 21 inches of induced vertical break that he gets on the fastball makes it up in the zone deadly, and that's where he's been attacking the hitters and getting his swings and misses.
Sean Rivas will see strike 1. Rivas, who's grounded out and flew out so far today. It'll be called strike 2. He looked like he was going to go, but pulled back. Nevertheless, it is 0-2 with 2 outs.
Typically looking for a better pitch to hit when you do that.
Pitch will miss low and outside. For the first ball to Rivas, there's 2 outs here in the 6th. The Seagulls, who faced the minimum in the last inning, looking to do it again here, and that one will be fouled off into the Little League field.
Sean Rivas, such a good hitter. He knows the approach that he wants to step to the plate with every time. This kid goes to Cuesta College, a JUCO player who has a more advanced approach than some of the D1 guys that we see here in the CCL.
The count is 1-2. That one will miss way outside. The deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No runners on base. The pitch home is laced over to the shortstop. He goes for a backhand, tries to make the play. It was not in time.
Incredible
Sean Rivas.
hustle.
You're right, incredible hustle. And a hard hit ball over to the shortstop, Jake Brewer. He attempted for the backhand. And that will be a hit for Sean Rivas. A hard hit ball, as I mentioned, to Jake Brewer on the wrong side of his body. And unfortunately unable to make the play for the Seagulls, but fortunately for the Blues, a base runner for the designated hitter, Caleb Cassidy. Cassidy, who has flown out in both of his at-bats, first to left field and then over to right. He'll take ball 1. Pitch will miss inside to Cassidy. Cassidy's 6th appearance with the Blues. He last played against the Philippines baseball group. 2 at-bats with 1 strikeout. He'll hit that one foul into the Blues dugout for the 2nd strike. Once again, the deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Caleb Cassidy at the plate. Checking his shoulder is Garrison. The pitch home is hit over to the 3rd baseman, a big hop. He'll send it across the field, and the throw will be in time. The Blues with no runs scored, 1 hit, no errors, and a runner left on base to score. Still 3-0. The Seagulls will look to do something about that in the top of the 7th. Quincy Winkler going into the top of the 7th inning. Already with 11 strikeouts on the day, he'll face Jake Brewer. Brewer, who has yet to strike out. He's flown out to right field and then grounded out to the 1st baseman, Sean Rivas. He'll show bunt, and it'll fall foul for strike number 1.
You just get a hint of desperation on that bunt attempt right there, Addy. I mean, when you've generated 0 offense in a game like this, bunting for a hit is the only way you can generate offense at the moment.
The Seagulls with just 1 hit so far today. And that one will be laced over to the 2nd baseman, Brady Alves. A huge stop from him. He attempts to send it over to 1st base, but the throw was off the bag. The 1st baseman, Rivas, unable to make the catch. What an effort by Brady Alves.
Yeah.
A hard hit ball. He gets that one, keeps it in the infield, and just unable to get up and make the play in time.
I think the unfortunate thing about Brady Alves there is, yes, he did get to the ball right there. Internal clock sped up just a bit. He hurried himself, hurried the throw, unfortunately threw it away. Good job by Sean Rivas retrieving that ball and keeping the runner at 1st base, though.
Now to the plate is Brandon Swanson. And that'll be the second hit for the Seagulls. Brandon Swanson, who has struck out looking and was hit by pitch in the 5th. Big swing from Swanson for strike number 1.
Do we have an attendance guest tonight? A pre-attendance guest, Addy?
Pre-attendance guest, let me look.
Survey the crowd for just a bit. Get back to me.
Apologies, it's Jacob Gilbreth at the plate. He's come in for Brandon Swanson, wearing number 22. He'll enter the game here in the 7th. He'll hit that one over to Murillo at shortstop. What a play. He touches second. After diving to stop that ball, he'll toss it over to first. It looks like that won't be in time, but boy, was it close. He'll get the leadoff base runner, and that's what we talk about with Diego Murillo in the field. I mean, what a play.
Snag the ball, and that was not an easy play to make with the glove in itself, but not only that, to step on second base, off balance, make an accurate throw to first base that probably beats any other runner out. That's a fantastic hustle play by Diego Murillo.
Huge hustle and way to get the leadoff base runner out. Jacob Gilbreth will stand on first. A fielder's choice gets him to first. And one out for Winkler to face Tanner Wall, who's recorded the only one of the 2 hits so far today.
And for as effective as Quincy Winkler has been today, you wonder how long the leash is going to be with only a 3-run lead. Currently double barrel action in the bullpen as it looks like Bryce Padilla, and I think that's Charlie Ferris in the Blues bullpen as well.
2 balls and 1 strike to Tanner Wall, a runner over on first. And the count is even, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and sent foul over the third base side. I watched that little kid spot the ball, run down, and make the grab. I'm now seeing him with his celebratory run across the grass.
He's the happiest little fella on the planet right now. Swing and a miss on a disgusting slider. Tanner Wall is set down. George Schmidt coming to the plate left. It looks like Dean Traynor might come out to take him out of the game. And if this is it for Quincy Winkler, what a performance. But it looks like Dean Traynor is going to talk to the home plate umpire about something.
Don't want to take out Winkler quite yet. And it'll be a quick chat, but he'll head back to the dugout. Quincy Winkler is still on the mound.
Hopefully the tensions aren't getting too high here, Addy. This has been such a competitive ball game. When the umpire generally goes to talk to the other coach after another coach comes out to talk to them, usually not a good sign, and maybe a sign that things are getting testy out there.
A little bit of a rivalry, if you will, between the Seagulls and Blues, especially after the
San Bruno trip.
I'm sure it's still fresh on the minds of both teams.
The director of tickets, Ava Cox, put the guessing thing in my hand again. Let me just think of a guess here really quick. I really haven't given it much thought.
You have to say it out loud, you know that, right?
I do, because I want people to know that you're copying me.
Then let me go first.
I think I'm going to go with 1,000. I'm going to go 1,036 for Quincy Winkler.
I was going to That ball fouled off over the third base side for strike one. I want everyone to know that that was my thing. I did that the other day with Kosei. I went 1,016.
Yes.
And I think no, I didn't win. But you're taking my thing, so if anything, you're copying me. Big VIP section today. So I think I'm going to also go in the thousands. I'm going to go 1,012 for the amount of strikeouts he's had so far.
Okay, that's a good one. I can respect that guess, Addy.
Thank you.
Bluebell back in the crowd, getting wild and down with the Little League fans who just love him so much. Love her. Bluebell is a woman.
The deuces are wild. Did he go? No, he did not. The count is now full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A runner stands on first base. Jacob Gilbreth and George Schmidt, the designated hitter, is at the plate.
He will get a head start on this pitch right here, so expect Winkler to be in the zone, not wasting anything right here.
Off goes Gilbreth for second. Sean Rivas will make the catch and tag his own base to end the top of the 7th inning. The Seagulls with 1 hit, no runs, 1 runner left on base. They still chase 3-0 with just 2 hits, and we will take you all into the bottom of the 7th. But first, we'll stretch it out here at Sinsheimer. Finn Whalen on the mound for the San Francisco Seagulls to take over here in the bottom of the 7th. It's his 6th appearance with the Seagulls so far today. He'll face Joey Blank to lead it off. Whalen, originally from San Francisco, goes to Skyline College, home of the Trojans. Appeared in 9 games this past season with 1 start, 19 innings pitched, 18 strikeouts with 10 walks and 20 hits, an ERA of 5.21. Swung on for strike 2 from Blank. Blank, who's walked and struck out so far today. Looking for his first hit. The 1-2 pitch is in the dirt. Whalen pitching 19 1/3 innings so far on this season. His first game where he hasn't started. The count full to blank. 18 strikeouts. A ERA of 9.78 and a whip of 1.97. He last pitched against the Merchants. That ball swung off the end of the bat from Blank, and it'll fall right into right field. And that'll be a base hit. Blank finding the space in front of the right fielder, Derek Waldvogel.
Barrels are overrated, Addy. A single is a single. But I tell you what, seeing Finn Whalen on the mound just brings up really bad memories for me personally as the person who was in charge of the scouting report last year when the Seagulls came to Sinsheimer Park and beat the Blues 15-3 in the first of a 3-game series. Finn Whalen, 7 shutout innings, 9 Ks.
He'll now face Kevin Spear with a runner standing on first. The Blues' 5th hit of the game. That one will miss outside for ball 2.
We'll talk a little bit about Finn Whalen and what he has to offer as well. A predominantly 3-pitch pitcher, a sinker, a slider, and a changeup. The slider tunneling with the sinker was really what gave the Blues trouble last year.
First strike to Kevin Spear looking. Did he go? No, he did not. That is ball 3 to the catcher, Kevin Spear.
And if you ask the players in the Blues dugout, just one word to describe Kevin Spear, dog. Absolute dog there in the box.
D-A-W-G.
Yes.
Off goes Blank as Spear chops that one over to Jacob Gilbreth. The throw over will not be in time. And Joey Blank all the way to third on a base hit in the infield for Kevin Spear. What a hit down the third base line. If you weren't aware, Jacob Gilbreth came in for Brandon Swanson, so it's him over at third now. And he makes a good stop. That ball was hit very hard. He had to lay out for it over to the left side of his body and just not able to get up and make the throw in time to first. And there's runners on the corners for the Blues.
We'll talk about this for a second. Great base running by Joey Blank there. Never stopped running because the third baseman never even thought to look at Joey Blank as he was rounding second.
That'll bring up Brady Alves. He'll come to the plate with no outs. He'll show bunt and pull back for ball 1. Alves, who was hit by pitch in the third and then struck out in the 5th. An opportunity to bring in another runner for the Blues.
Opportunity for an RBI here for Brady Alves. Don't believe he has one on the year so far as of yet. This is a perfect spot to give the Blues some insurance.
1 ball, no strikes as he brings in strike 1. Runners on the corners for the Blues. There's no outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Off goes Spear to second. I'm not sure the catcher even aware he was going. There was no throw. And 2 runners in scoring position.
And it looks like the Seagulls are about to bring the entire infield in to prevent a squeeze from Brady Alves. I mean, this is pretty much the game right here. If the Blues score the way that the Seagulls have been swinging the bat, it's pretty much over.
2 balls and 1 strike. There's no outs to Brady Alves. The pitch. A called strike through. It looked like Alves was going to go. He pulled back a pitch that landed outside of the plate. The count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on base, both in scoring position. On third is Joey Blank. On second is Kevin Spear. The pitch home is swung on for strike 3.
You think of all the things you want in that scenario, Addy, and that's the one thing that you just don't want there. You can see Brady Alves being very hard on himself in that situation. A great pitch by Finn Whalen to get him to extend out of the zone. Hopefully Brady doesn't take that too hard because that was a really good pitch.
Brady Alves strikes out swinging with 2 runners in scoring position. The first out of the inning, but that'll bring up Dom Nahar, the leadoff batter for the Blues. He's singled in the first inning, followed by a pop out and a fly out. And he'll see ball 1.
And the same pitch right there that he just got Alves to swing at for strike 3. It worked in the last at bat, did not work out to start the count here. Now he's behind 1-0.
Linfield still on the grass. That pitch high for ball 2. Whalen behind in the count. Dancing over at second is Spear. That ball swung on and sent foul. 2 balls and 1 strike to the leadoff batter, Dom Nahar.
Very interesting decisions here by the San Francisco Seagulls manager as Cameron Boyd is warming up in the Seagulls bullpen despite the fact that Finn Whalen has not given up hard contact in this inning so far.
2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 runners in scoring position. The pitch home is high and outside for ball number 3. On deck is Diego Murillo.
The percentages say to walk Dom Nahar here to set up the play at any base, force out for Diego Murillo, but it's also Diego Murillo here out on deck.
Kevin Spear on second, Blank on third, and the bases are loaded. Dom Nahar draws a walk. He'll head for first. The shortstop, Diego Murillo, will step to the plate. And it looks like the pitching coach will head to the mound along with the entire infield. The bases are loaded. Joey Blank singles to lead it off in the top of the 7th, followed by a single from Kevin Spear, a hard hit ball to the third baseman who was unable to make the throw in time. A strikeout from Alves, the only out on the inning. A walk from Nahar and a 3-1 count. And Murillo at the plate. It looks like they'll leave in Finn Whalen. See if he can get himself out of this. Diego Murillo, who doubled in the third and was scored by Cesar Chavez on a 2 RBI single. Murillo looking to do something about the runners left on base. It's been a tiny bit of an issue in the last couple of games for the Blues, as we mentioned. The batting average on the day for the Blues yesterday. And a couple of days ago against the Arroyo Seco Saints on Saturday, the Blues left on 10 base runners. First pitch, a ball to Dom Nahar. He'll swing and send that one sky high in the infield, all the way on the mound. And making the catch is the shortstop, Jake Brewer, for out number 2. Not what you need in this kind of situation. If that ball was sent farther out into the outfield, I mean, that could have been a tag for Joey Blank, but that ball landing literally like on top of the pitching mound. Nothing any of the base runners can do with that.
2 bad outcomes that you just cannot have in a situation like this. One is a strikeout, the other is an infield pop-up, because the runners do not advance regardless of what happens. Hopefully Cesar Chavez is ready to swing the bat here, as Whalen left that pitch over the plate from Murillo and he just didn't do anything with it.
First pitch, Chavez, a called strike 1. Chavez, who singled in the third, scoring 2 runners. Hopefully he can do it again for the Blues here with the bases loaded. A pitch in the dirt, and the catcher Marcus Graham will keep it in front. 1 ball and 1 strike. On first is Dom Nahar. On second, Kevin Spear. On third is Joey Blank. 2 hits and a walk.
Part of the decision to keep Finn Whalen in, you'd have to think, Addy, to build some confidence for their ace, who hasn't really had it all season long.
1-1 pitch will miss outside. There's 2 outs, so the infield back off the grass. No infielder on their base. The 2-1 pitch is swung on right up the middle of the field. That'll go into center. Round comes Joey Blank. Round comes Kevin Spear. He will slide in safe. Another RBI single for Cesar Chavez. He brings in 2 more runs. Joey Blank and Kevin Spear score a hard hit ball right up the middle of the field into center. And Dom Nahar will head to second. And Cesar Chavez to first.
You can only walk the tightrope for so long, Addy, before something is bound to break. Finn Whalen played with fire there for far too long. That sinker caught too much of the plate for Cesar Chavez. He was able to drive it up the middle and score 2.
Cesar Chavez, what a day. 2 RBI singles. And brings in 2 more and a bases loaded situation. And Tate Blasey will come to the plate. A double steal for Nahar and Cesar Chavez. Once again, 2 runners in scoring position. Tate Blasey, who has yet to record a hit today. This would be the time to do so. That ball hit right up the middle of the field, and a diving catch for the shortstop. Jake Brewer will end the inning. The Blues score 2 more runs. The score now 5-0 on 2 hits and 2 runners left on base. We will head into the top of the 8th inning. The Seagulls now chasing 5. The Blues score 2 more runs in the bottom of the 7th inning. We head into the top of the 8th here. Charlie Ferris on the mound for the Blues here in the 8th. He'll take over for Quincy Winkler. What a game from Winkler over 7 innings. He recorded 12 strikeouts, letting up no runs on just 2 hits. Ferris now in his 3rd appearance with the Blues. He'll serve strike number 1 to Derek Waldvogel.
Strike 1 is always the most important pitch you want to get out of the bullpen, Addy. Builds such confidence for your outing.
Big swing from Waldvogel for strike number 2. Ferris last appeared against the Arroyo Seco Saints on June 27th, a week ago today. Pitched just 1 inning with 4 hits, 3 runs scored, and no strikeouts. That was a week ago Saturday, so actually just a couple days ago.
Yes, the Arroyo Seco Saints were just here, Addy.
They were the one game the Blues had lost in that series. And the count is 1-2 to the right fielder. That pitch misses inside.
You know what, Addy? That kind of made him jump a little bit. That pitch did start at his head, broke just enough to look like it was close to the zone. Umpire called it a ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff batter of the inning. Charlie Ferris now on the mound for the Blues. The pitch is swung on over to Murillo at shortstop. He'll field it and throw it over to first for out number 1. A routine 6-3 for Diego Murillo over at short. We've seen a lot of action to him today, and nothing is short of execution.
Fantastic player he is.
Marcus Graham, the catcher, now to the plate. The number 9 batter. He'll come up with 1 out. He'll hit that one hard out into right field. It will fall foul, but man, did he lace that one down the right field line.
I believe the term for that one is caught a barrel, Addy. That ball was smoked. Unfortunately, just a little bit early on that. Thankfully for the Blues, Charlie Ferris lives to fight another day.
That'll be a very, very big strike 1.
Strike 1.
Strike number 1.
As Dean Trainer would famously say, strike 1.
Strike 1. There's 1 out here in the top of the 8th inning. The Seagulls chase 5 runs. And that one hit hard this time. High in the infield. Brady Alves will call for it and make the catch over at second for out number 2. That'll bring up the top of the order in Armando Hurtado. Hurtado, who's reached base just once on a hit by pitch in the top of the 6th inning.
At some point, Addy, you have to wonder if the desperation starts to seep in for the Seagulls. Do we start seeing some more bunt attempts as they try to generate offense?
Hurtado laces that one down the third base side. I think at this point, the Seagulls looking to just put runners on the base pads so far today. They've had 5 base runners. None of them have gone past first base.
The most important thing for them is that Quincy Winkler is no longer the one standing on the mound. At this point, they'd rather see anybody else.
That's a great point.
Maybe not Spencer
Maybe
Galloway.
not the mayor.
No, maybe not the mayor, but anyone else.
Anyone else. Armando Hurtado, a 1-1 count with 2 outs here in the 8th. The Blues have extended their lead 5-0 in the bottom of the 7th on 7 hits versus no runs scored by the Seagulls with 2 hits. That pitch will miss outside for ball number 2. The fan attendance for the day, 918. I was closer
You were closer.
by a little under
Almost
100.
on accident, because I took your guess, your original guess, and you had to adjust on the fly. So really, you should be thanking me right now.
I'm not thanking you,
You
because
should-
you probably would have gone higher anyways.
Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. The count is 3-1 to Hurtado. Charlie Ferris on the mound for the Blues here in the top of the 8th inning. The pitch is a called strike 2. The count runs full. Armando Hurtado, who's reached base just one time so far today. He struck out looking in the 1st inning, a ground out to 2nd in the 3rd, and then hit by pitch in the 6th.
And that's why the pitchers love throwing to Kevin Spear Addy, receiving that pitch in such a way that the umpire was able to call it a borderline strike.
The pitch home is laced out to left field, and Dom Nahar will make the catch. The Seagulls with no runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. The Blues face just the minimum and lead by 5 runs heading into the bottom of the 8th inning. We will have it all here on the Blues streaming network. Cameron Boyd on the mound for the San Francisco Seagulls here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Blues lead by 5 runs. Boyd appearing in his 5th game so far with the Seagulls. He did not play against the San Luis Obispo Blues when they traveled to San Bruno a couple of weeks ago. So the first time these players will see him. And to lead it off will be Sean Rivas. Rivas, who singled in his last at-bat, looking to keep it going here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He'll hit that one off the hands over to the Blues dugout, and that'll be strike 1. The Blues with 7 hits so far today. A huge inning in the bottom of the 7th. They score 2 more runs in Joey Blank and Kevin Spear. An RBI single from Cesar Chavez. His second RBI single of the day, scoring 2 runs. And that one will be hit off the ground, foul.
Addy, let's talk a little bit about Cameron Boyd here. Let's decipher the amount of pitches that he has. He has a fastball that he can get up to 85 miles an hour, a sinker that he barely throws that gets about 82, a cut fastball, a curveball, and a changeup. It looks like he likes the fastball more than anything else and gets about 25% whiff rate on it, which isn't that bad for somebody who only throws 85 miles an hour.
The count is 1-2 to Sean Rivas. There's no outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Rivas the first to step to the plate against Cameron Boyd. The 1-2 pitch is low and inside. The count is even. Dark clouds in the sky as the sun has set here at Sinsheimer. The lights illuminating the field, a wind blowing out to left as Rivas hits that one over to the shortstop, who fields it. A big stretch from the first baseman, Christian Lamoth, and that is out number 1.
It looks like one inning is all Charlie Ferris is going to get. The big left-hander from West Valley Community College, Trey LeGrone, Quincy Winkler's college teammate, warming up in the bullpen. Trey LeGrone just recently named an alternate for the CCL All-Star game as well.
Trey LeGrone, Quincy Winkler, 2 peas in a pod. Every time I see them, they are together.
They love each other.
They love each other.
Might be best friends.
They've got to be.
I've seen them play crazy eights on the bus. They get very competitive.
At the plate is Caleb Cassidy, the designated hitter. And he'll see ball 1.
Press box director Natalie Boyd trying to pump up the crowd for the last inning and a half of the game.
The crowd has definitely thinned out a little bit here as the game has gone on a very, very chilly summer's night, the 1st of July. The count is 2-0 to Caleb Cassidy, and that'll be 3 straight balls from Boyd. The 3-1 pitch, now 3-1. I predicted that one before it even happened.
You did, because no one has the green light on 3-0.
You're right. 3 balls and 1 strike to the designated hitter, and he will draw a walk. A base runner here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Great eye there by Caleb Cassidy to not expand the zone. No need to, because Cameron Boyd really wasn't anywhere near the zone other than that strike 1 pitch.
Joey Blank now to the plate. Blank, who's reached base twice today, the first on a walk in the 2nd, followed by a strikeout in the 4th, and then a single in the 7th, was eventually brought round by Cesar Chavez. First pitch way off the plate for ball 1. If you're interested in catching a game tomorrow, the Blues will be back here at Sinsheimer. Their first time being home on a Thursday in quite some time. They'll be taking on the San Diego Bombers, and then another game on Friday also against the Bombers. It'll be a fireworks show. Unfortunately, that game is all sold out, but we will broadcast the fireworks here on the Blues Streaming Network. We'll point the camera up to the sky after the game is concluded. And that'll be on Friday, July 3rd. Start time 6 p.m. We'll have the Ancient Owl pregame show 10 minutes before that. That ball getting away from Marcus Graham behind the plate, and Caleb Cassidy will take second.
Cameron Boyd just yanking these pitches now. You can kind of see it finishing every pitch inside, especially with the fastball. That one got in the dirt and unfortunately through the 5-hole of Marcus Graham, if you're a hockey fan.
The count is 2-0, and Marcus Graham will go meet his pitcher on the mound looking to settle him down. But speaking of fireworks, if you aren't able to watch it here on the broadcast, the California Collegiate League's biggest event of the summer is coming to Reno, Nevada on Saturday, July 4th, so the day after. The 2026 CCL All-Star Game will bring together the league's top players and future professional prospects at Greater Nevada Field, home of the Reno Aces. Following the game, fans will enjoy a spectacular fireworks show as part of the America 250 celebration. To purchase tickets and learn more, visit calsummerball.com. The 2-0 pitch is hit over to the shortstop, who fields it and makes the throw across the diamond for out number 2. Caleb Cassidy all the way to third. Two outs here and a runner 90 feet away from scoring. Kevin Spear to the plate. The Blues lead 5-0 on 7 hits so far in today's game. First pitch to Spear in the dirt for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to the catcher. Pitch misses inside for ball 2. Caleb Cassidy, who got on via walk and then made it to second on a pass ball, and then over to third on a ground out from Joey Blank. Stands 90 feet away from increasing the score. 6-0. That ball hit over to the third baseman. He'll make the play to first, and that will be it for the 8th inning. The Blues with no runs, no hits, and 1 runner left on base. We'll head into the top of the 9th. The Blues just needing 3 more outs to finish out this game. Trey Legrone on the mound for the Blues, looking to finish it out here in the 9th inning. The Blues just 3 outs away from recording another win against the San Francisco Seagulls. That would be win number 4. He'll face Christian Lamoth. Actually, I believe that's a pinch hitter. So I think it'll be Bryce Brooks wearing number 1. Bryce Brooks will come in for Lamoth, who struck out 3 times today, all 3 to Quincy Winkler. He'll now face teammate Trey Legrone.
You're playing for the platoon advantage here, Addy. Lefty on the mound, you don't want Christian Lamoth to face another lefty, so bring in the righty for the handedness advantage.
2 balls to Bryce Brooks here in the 9th. The Seagulls unable to bring a runner to home plate, let alone a runner in scoring position all game. Fans already cheering for Hot Sauce. Sorry, the count 1-2 to the leadoff batter here in the inning. His first appearance at the plate so far today. The 1-2 swung on and sent to the backstop, and he will stay alive. The Seagulls with only 4 runners on the base paths today. Just 4 runners, none of them ever getting past first base. The Seagulls without a runner in scoring position today on just 2 hits. That pitch will miss outside. The count is even 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bryce Brooks, a redshirt freshman from De Anza College. The 2-2 misses outside. The count runs full. Three balls, 2 strikes, 3 more outs to end the game. The pitch home misses outside. Bryce Brooks draws a walk, and the Seagulls a leadoff base runner.
And Addy, that's what happens when you don't quite finish your pitches. Lefty on the mound, you're supposed to throw it inside to the righties. That's what Dean Trainer wants his pitchers to do, is to be comfortable with throwing the inside pitch.
Alan Ramirez now to the plate. He'll come in for Davis German, who also struck out swinging 3 times today, all to Quincy Winkler. And Kevin Spear will go meet his pitcher on the mound.
That's a great mound visit by Kevin Spear, and it speaks to his experience as a catcher. He's caught this entire staff today that has not surrendered a walk until this batter here. And so just looking to calm Trey Legrone down. We have a 5-run lead. You don't need to overcomplicate this. Throw your fastball, trust it, throw strikes.
Alan Ramirez, who appeared in the game last night. He reached base just once on a drop third strike and then struck out looking, grounded out, and popped out. But he'll lace that one up the middle of the field out to Cesar Chavez in center. And for the first time today, the San Francisco Seagulls have a runner in scoring position.
And it speaks to how dominant Quincy Winkler was on the mound, Addy. 12 strikeouts in 7 innings of work. They had absolutely nothing going for them. And like I said, when you have a pitcher that's dominating that badly, you would rather see anybody else on the mound.
That'll bring up Emilio Feliciano coming in for Jake Brewer. Brewer, who singled in the 7th, the 2nd hit for the Seagulls today. But it looks like they'll look to Feliciano to do something about the 5-0 deficit. Emilio Feliciano hit in the 9-hole yesterday, and he'll hit that one foul over the first base side. Feliciano with 3 at bats in last night's game before being replaced by Marcus Graham in the 9th. He struck out looking, grounded out, and then struck out swinging to end out his night. He comes to the plate with no outs, 2 base runners, 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch from Legrone is swung on for strike number 2, a big swing from Feliciano.
And Trey Legrone, who really doesn't have any left-right split, he's just as effective against one side as he is against the other because of pitches like that, the fastball that he can establish to either side of the plate.
Fans demanding their hot sauce. They've yet to see a strikeout since Quincy Winkler was on the mound, but it looks like they'll see it here. Emilio Feliciano strikes out swinging from Trey Legrone, a big out with 2 runners on and a runner in scoring position.
And if you're the Blues, you're probably looking for some bragging rights right now. The Seagulls have yet to score a run in this series. You don't want it to come with the last inning of the series.
That'll bring up Jacob Gilbreth. He came in the 7th. Reach base on a fielder's choice. He'll hit that one high and back over the home plate. One strike to Gilbreth here in the 9th inning. Pitch home is sent back over the first base side once again.
And did I mention, Addy, each game is more important than the last when we get this late into the season because the Walnut Creek Crawdads beat the Sonoma Stompers once again today 8-2. Currently in first place right now in the North, pending a Blues victory.
The count is 0-2, runners on first and second. The pitch home is swung on and sent over to third base. Joey Blank makes the play. He touches his own base, sends it over to first, and a double play. Joey Blank at third touches his own to get the leadoff base runner and sent over to first to get out Jacob Gilbreth, and that is it, folks. The San Luis Obispo Blues beat the San Francisco Seagulls for the 4th time this season. What a game from the Blues, and what an outing for Quincy Winkler.
I think he's our undisputed dog of the day today, Addy.
I believe he is. Let me just double check that, but I don't see how he isn't.
Of course, our wonderful journalist intern and now scoreboard operator Julianne Shivers has the final call on dog of the day, but assuming that it is Quincy Winkler, 7 innings, 12 strikeouts, no runs, no walks. It doesn't get any more dominant than that.
No, it does not. We just got the nod from Julianne. He is dog of the day. Pitcher of the week for the CCL last week. Dog of the day here with the Blues. I mean, it is such a privilege to be able to watch Quincy Winkler on the mound. I mean, you were mentioning how all the little kids in the field must be thinking, I'd like to be like him one day, and man, did he prove them right today.
Yeah, and so let's talk about that for a second, because me personally, I've watched Quincy Winkler since he was in high school. My father, hitting coach Rene Regalado, coached him at Templeton High School. He was their coach on the team in 2021 that had the big run that went all the way to the CIF semifinals. Unfortunately lost, but it's been great to see Quincy Winkler grow into the player that he is today, the player that we've always known that he could be today with the 7 shutout innings against our rival, the San Francisco Seagulls.
The San Francisco Seagulls with 3 hits, no runs scored. They leave 6 base runners on base. They only allow 6 base runners on base. We see the first runner in scoring position in the 9th inning. It's Bryce Brooks who walked, and then Alan Ramirez who singled and moved him over. The first time that we saw that all game. And once again, the San Francisco Seagulls score no runs here at Sinsheimer. Last night they lost 2-0, a little bit of a slower game. Certainly this one a little bit more exciting with the amount of strikeouts and, of course, the Blues scoring 5 runs today on 7 hits.
And how about Cesar Chavez today, Addy? I mean, we put him down in the lineup for one specific reason. It was to get him at bats with runners on and get him at bats with runners on is what we did. He did what he's done all season long and delivered for us in the big moments.
Chavez with two RBI singles. 2 times he scored 2 runs on a single. I mean, what a day for Cesar Chavez. It's always exciting to see him, no matter where he is in the lineup. It's always fun to see him lead off because we know we're going to see him come up to the plate so many times. But once again, just very fun to see him here. He flew out twice to right field, a very double day for him. So flew out twice to right field and then 2 RBI singles also on the day today. So what a game for Chavez. He was the dog of the day yesterday. So not surprising that we're seeing him dominate once again against the San Francisco Seagulls again today. Folks, the Blues sweep the San Francisco Seagulls in this 2-game series, and they'll take on the San Diego Bombers in a 2-game series starting tomorrow. Game time is 6 p.m. for both games. We will have the Ancient Hour pregame show 10 minutes before, so tune in at 5:50. And of course, you can look forward to a very exciting firework night before the 4th of July. So on July 3rd, we will have a firework game. We will broadcast the fireworks show after the game, so stay on if you're interested in watching. It's always very fun. Always a great show, especially with the 4th of July coming up. Well, that is it from us. My name is Addy Daudet. I was joined once again by Vincent Regalado here on the Blues Streaming Network. And so long from Sinsheimer.